Okay guys, last video of this week, I have worksheet 3 help. So worksheet 3 looks like this for you guys. I think it's spread out over a couple pages, but I have it put down to one page. And it is a 2-step molar mass. So not unlike the last video I did where I showed you that big long question here. These are all of the big long questions. So I'm just going to randomly take 2. Let's do 3 and 7. Okay, I'll do 3 and 7 with you guys. So let's have a look at number 3. What does it ask us? It says, how many formula units? So it's asking, so how many formula units of silver fluoride, which is AgF, are equal to 42.15 grams of this substance, or AgF. Okay, so this is what it's asking us. So what is our known? Our known they gave us in the question is 42.15 grams of AgF. And our unknown is formula units. That's what they're asking us. This is our unknown, U. Okay, where do I start? What do I even do? Well, I know in these questions that I need to find the molar mass because I need 2 conversions. These are 2-step, 2 conversions. So when I look at my little cheat sheet for conversions that I've been showing you, which would be up on the whiteboard had we been in class, I can see one here that has formula units. So I'm going to write that down. 1 mole is equal to 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd formula units. That's one bunk bed or conversion factor I'm going to use. I can't get from grams to formula units. Formula units only goes to moles. Grams goes to moles. So this is the second one I'm going to do. So it's going to be 1 mole of compound is equal to the molar mass in grams of compound. That's the next conversion factor that I'm going to use. So I've got 2 conversion factors. Well, I got to figure out this one. I got to do a little bit of math before I can actually write out what the conversion factor is for this. What's the molar mass of AgF? Ag and F. There's only one of each. So look them up on the periodic table. Ag is silver, 107.87 grams. F right here is 19.00. Add those up. 107.87 plus 19. Could have done that one in my head. 126.87 grams. So now we know this. 1 mole of AgF is equal to 126.87 grams of AgF. So we have our 2 conversion factors. Okay? So we're going to look at, what do I do now? Well, I always take my known, which was right up here. Okay, 42.15 grams. So I'm going to take my known and I'm going to put it over 1. 42.15 grams of AgF over 1. And then I'm going to build my bunk beds. You can do your little multiplication ones if that's what you like. It's your call. I like to do bunk beds because I think of these as bunk bed pairs, and I think it helps some kids. Okay, what am I trying to get rid of on the bottom? Grams of AgF. So which of these conversion factors or bunk bed mates or bunk bed pairs would have grams of AgF? Well, I see it right here. So grams of AgF has to go on the bottom. 126.87 grams of AgF. I'll say this 1,000 times. The units tell the story in these problems. How you set this up is told by the units. You go top and bottom, so they get to cancel. Well, what goes on the top bunk? What's the unit pair. You're not allowed to flip and flop between. These guys are a bunk bed pair. They have to stay together. It's required. So what's the other side of that? 1 mole of AgF. So right now we get to cross out our grams of AgF. That unit gets to go away. Awesome. The numbers have to stay. Now I've got 1 mole of AgF. Well, what's my question asked me for? My question asked me for formula units of AgF. Well, that's not where I'm at yet. I'm at a mole of AgF. But I can see this relationship is between a mole and formula units. So I've got to do that. So a mole is on the top, so I have to put 1 mole on the bottom. 1 mole of AgF is equal to, its bunk bed pair, 6.02 times 10 to the 23 formula units of AgF. Awesome. I get to cancel out moles of AgF. Moles of AgF. I'm left with the unit I'm looking for, formula units of AgF. That's what was asked in the question. This is awesome. So now I just have to do the math. Let's show you how to do that. Can you guys see my calculator? Maybe I'll put my calculator here. Okay, so I go 42.15 times 1, which I'm just going to skip, times 6.02 exponent 23, and I hit equals. Now I do all the division. Well, it's divided by 1, so I'm not going to bother to do that. Divided by 126.87 equals, and then divided by 1, it doesn't matter, so this is my answer. 2.00 times 10 to the 23 formula units of AgF. That, my friends, is the answer. Can you see on my calculator, when I have times 10 to the something, in my calculator it goes small, but on yours it might just leave a space and have 2 big numbers. It just depends on your calculator. So you might need to YouTube your own calculator so you know how to do exponents, because that's really important. A lot of kids get the calculating wrong and then end up getting everything right, but got the calculating wrong. Okay, and you can see right here, that's the answer, 2.0 times 10 to the 23 formula units of AgF, so we got this right. All right, so I said I'd do number 3 and, I don't remember, did I say 7? Anyway, I'll do 3 and 7. Let's get the next sheet up here. Let's look at number 7. Okay, how many formula units are equal to a 0.25 gram sample of chromium 3 sulfate? Ooh, this is a big one. Okay, let's do it. How many formula units? So our unknown is how many formula units, and we know we're talking about chromium 3 sulfate. Cr2, open the bracket, SO4 bracket 3. How many formula units are equal to, what is our known? What did they give us? 0.25 grams of Cr2SO4 bracket 3. So that's what our formula, that's what our question was. How many formula units are in this many grams? All right. So again, let's get out our little cheat sheet, okay, of our bunk bed pairs or our conversion factors. And when I look at this, I'm trying to go from formula units to grams again. That's not going to work. There isn't anybody that's in that bunk bed pair. So I'm going to write this out again. 1 mole is equal to 6.02 times 10 to the 23 formula units. That's 1 bunk bed pair or conversion factor. And then I'm going to put 1 mole of compound is equal to the molar mass of compound. And that's just a quick writing of this. This can be switched. It doesn't matter. You can say atoms are equal to moles or moles equal to atoms. These can reverse. It's like saying 1 year is 365 days or 365 days is 1 year. It doesn't matter what order they go in. Okay? So these are our 2 conversion factors. Well, we don't know this guy yet because we don't know the molar mass of this compound. So that's the first thing we have to do. So let's do this. This is a hard one. Cr2, open the bracket, SO4, close the bracket, 3. So this is 2 CRs And then this is like multiplying inside the bracket. So I've got 3 S's. 3 times 4 is 12, and I've got 12 O's. Okay? So when I say that, you can also write it like this. CR, you have 2. You can see that. And you might want to write out SO4, 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 and then double check. You have 1, 2, 3 S's. 1, 2, 3, 4, plus 4, plus 4. That's 12 O's. So you can either write SO4 out 3 times, or you can do the little multiplication in the bracket. Either way, you should get the same thing. Okay? So let's look these up. We're going to have 2 of CR. So I'll get my periodic table. CR is 52. I'm going to have 3 of the S's. Sulfur is 32.07. I'm going to have 12 oxygens, which are 16. These are all grams. So let's figure out what those are. 2 times 52, could have done that one in our heads, 104 grams. 3 times 32.07 gave us 96.21 grams. And 12 times 16 is 192 grams. We got to add those up. So let's go 104 plus 96.21 plus 192, 392.21 grams. That is the molar mass of this. So now we know the molar mass. We can write it here. 392.21 grams is equal to 1 mole of Cr2SO4 bracket 3. So now we've got our 2 conversion factors. That's awesome. So I'm going to cover this up again just so I have a little bit more space, because you should have been able to follow along how I got the mass. So let's cover that up so I can now have a fresh slate for this question. Okay, how do I start these questions? I always start with my known and put it over 1. 0.25 grams, Cr2, open the bracket, SO4, close the bracket 3, over 1. All right. Let's start with my bunk beds. How do I know who comes next? Well, same as always. I have to get rid of grams. Let the unit tell the story. So I have to put grams on the bottom. Well, which bunk bed pair has grams in it? This one does, right here. Grams of Cr2SO4 3. I already got lazy, didn't write that. Okay, so he goes on the bottom. 392.21 grams of Cr2SO4 bracket 3 goes on the bottom. What is always the top of that? You can't split up bunk beds. You have to have the same pair. It's like when you went at summer camp and you were a kid, your best friend is on the top bunk. This is how it goes. So 1 mole of Cr2SO4 bracket 3. Okay? So what did we get to get rid of? Grams of Cr2SO4 bracket 3. We got to get rid of that. Yes, got to cancel a unit. That feels good. That's awesome. Okay, 1 unit gone. I'm now left with moles. If I did this question out right now, my answer would be moles, but that's not what they asked me for. They asked me for formula units. So now I have to find a conversion factor that goes from moles to formula units, which I have right here. I make another bunk bed. What goes on the bottom? I'm trying to get rid of moles. So I put the 1 mole on the bottom. And what goes on the top? 6.02 times 10 to the 23 formula units of the Cr2SO4 bracket 3. Okay? This is awesome. I got rid of another unit. Moles of Cr2SO4 bracket 3. Moles of Cr2SO4. One's on the top, one's on the bottom. They get to divide out. So this is looking really good. I only have numbers left and 1 unit. 1 unit was the one I was looking for. Formula units of Cr2SO4 bracket 3. This. So that's awesome. So now all I have to do is the math. So let me show you how to do the math, because that part's hard too. 0.25, I multiply the whole top, times 1, which I'm not going to do, times 6.02 exponent 23. I hit equals. I've got my top. Now I divide by the bottom. Well, I'm not dividing by 1, but I'm going to divide by 392.21 equals, and then I'm not dividing by 1 again. So here's my answer. 3.83, and my unit is can you guys see it? Times 10 to the 20. Formula units of CR2 SO4 bracket 3. 3.83 times 10 to the 20. I'm going to look at our answer sheet, and we're right. They have it right here, 3.8 times 10 to the 20 formula units of CR2 SO4. Okay, and we have it too. 3.83 times 10 to the 20 formula units of that. So this is right. So I just did 2 examples on that problem sheet. Okay, I did number 3 and 7. You guys can try some of the others. The answer key is provided for you online. Again, always free. If you need to zip me an email, you want to do a one-on-one or something, that's great. This stuff is hard. Be patient with yourself. Do a couple, try a few, try a worksheet. This is a heavy week. So reach out if you need me. Okay, take care. Stay safe. Bye-bye.